Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Adult Coloring with ILene Vick, and I'm starting up on a new project. It is out of the Daydreams coloring book by Hanna Karlzon. I'm sure you're familiar with it. It's been out for a while. If you're not familiar with it, it's something new to you, great. Either way, it works. All right, so as I told you, and I've been indicating in my broadcast, I'm changing a little bit the direction of my broadcasts. Obviously, I'm going to be doing the colorings and stuff, but the main thing is I want to show you tips and tricks on how to customize your book. So basically, it's going to be presenting tips and tricks and techniques so you can uniquely and, more importantly, easily enhance your coloring pages. Now, I know a lot of people have already done this piece, so that's why I want to show you some unique things to do with it. And also keep in mind that the stuff I'm showing you here is also applicable for other pages. All right, so this is my scrap piece. Excuse me while I reach and put my book away while I'm talking to you. Sorry about that. Let me get that off my table. So on this one, and again, it is my piece that my scrap piece. Problem is I got so caught up in what I was doing, I did this on another one too, is I did more coloring really than I should have, but that's okay. I kind of got carried away with it. All right, so the unique thing I'm going to be showing you is how to add more raindrops, okay? And if you look, I've also added some little dashed lines, and I've colored them in a relatively unique way so that you can see that and use the idea on other things. The frog is pretty well straightforward, the green, and then the enhancing on the shadow. I'm going to do a little more enhancing on the toes. And then I had to do a purple cap because purple's my favorite color. All right, but the main piece I want to show you is how I did this three-dimensional mushroom with concave holes in it instead of bumps up its little holes in it. And then I added some things to the flowers and the floral to make that different. So yeah, I think you're going to enjoy this. Let me know, of course. I need to hear from you. So let me get out my colors. Excuse me for reaching. Put my jar in front of me so I don't have to do that. All right. So we're going to be working on this to make it three-dimensional and make it pop. And again, this technique is great for other things as well. I can't emphasize that enough, is anytime I show you something on one piece, I don't want you to think you can't use it on others. That's the whole idea of learning. And once you learn these techniques, then you can use them, and that's my goal for you. All right, excuse me while I check something here. Alrighty. Piano music is by Whispering's Piano. I do not receive money at all from them. In fact, I pay them for the subscription. Just a great service if you like piano music. All right. So let me start out now. Gotta have my paper towel so I can rest my hand on it. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to be working on this mushroom here, and there's the finished piece. So let me get you just a tad closer so you can see. All right. Let's see. Sharpening my pencil again. Now, you should get in the habit of sharpening your pencils when you're done with a project. That way, when you go to do a new one, you're not doing what I'm doing, and that is sharpening them. All right, so here's the mushroom. I'm using an orange and a red blend. The orange is the Prismacolor PC921, Vermilion and Clair. And my red is the Guanghai 025. All right. Let's get coloring. So I know I'm going to be doing width of about this much here. Just going to make very light lines so I have a slight guide. All right. And as I've told you and told you and told you, is always, always, always start light. And I'm working in little swirls. Let me check something here. And forgive me, I accidentally pulled the wrong pencil. I'm going more of a red, which is my deep red. And this is the Faber-Castell, of course, Polychromos. And that color is 9201, 223. All right, sorry about that. I made a boo-boo. But as I always say, that's why you love me. I make you laugh. So I'm going to go ahead and just erase that really quick. I hope everybody's doing well today. I am in the Cookeville, Tennessee area, and if you've been following the news, we were hit with a devastating tornado. We had approximately 25 people killed. I knew one of the ladies that was killed, and her, along with her husband, very sad. But as we like to say here in Cookeville, we are Cookeville strong, so we will get through this. And by the way, thank you for everybody that checked up on me, since you know I do live alone. I had absolutely no damage to my home. The only thing that really happened was the lights flickered, and that was it. God and I were having a very long conversation that night. Okay, so what you want to do is just work in a little arch here, okay? Again, my color is very light, which was good when I first started this out and realized I had the wrong color. And go ahead and get that colored in there. Yeah, so right now, you know, you can choose how wide you want to make that band. And again, I will periodically be showing you my other piece so you can see what's happening with it. All right, so there's my first outside border. Let me show you that. See? All right. So now I'm going to darken up here. I want my edge to be robust in color. And whenever you're doing something like this with the shading, you want it to transition outward to a lighter color. That's why I did this light first. And now I'm going back and doing the heavier portion. So I've said that until I'm blue in the face. Start light, always. And you can already see a three-dimensional effect that's coming up there. It goes very quickly. It is very straightforward. And don't forget that you always want to keep your coloring fluid so that it looks like it's got a natural progression. So I'm pressing firmly right here, and then as I come out, I'm lightening up. And other than pressing firmly on the outside, because I want to make the shadow, to make it darker here, you just go over the area repeatedly. So I'm not pressing to make the color, to make the shade. I'm just letting the repetitiveness of going over it more than once. And that's the best way to color, because it lets you continuously evaluate what you want to do with something. Oh yeah, we're looking really good. Okay. And it looks like I accidentally got in an area here. Now, I tend to use a knife for beginners to get it out. For beginners, I don't recommend it because you're pulling up paper. I'm very comfortable with using it. I know what the touch is. There we go. Get that out. Okay. So again, quite firmly here. And forgive me, I need to do a little camera adjustment here. There we go. All right. Now I'm going to grab my blender pencil. I made sure it was clean on the tip. You can either do that by dragging it across paper and cleaning it, or sharpening it. Oh yeah, that's looking sweet. I'm going to pull you out just a little bit. All right, now, a little trick I'm going to teach you is I'm not going to make my shadow in black. I'm going to use purple, and you're going to see why in a minute. Purple will blend beautifully with the red and will make a nice dark shade. That's compatible with the red. Look at that. Very, very skinny line. Getting a really, really nice effect here. All right. Use my brush. Hit it a little bit with my blender pencil. Let's see here. Give me a second while I find something I need. Gonna use my little micro eraser and get that red. I went over the edge just a little bit. All right. Now, my next color that I'm going to blend with is the orange, the PC 921. And that's going to happen in here, little circles, right into the red, very, very lightly. The orange and the red will blend beautifully. I'm using circles to do this. Oh yeah. Okay, and then I'm going to hit it with my blender pencil. And look how beautiful that looks now. Notice that I'm obliterating the line between the red and the orange because you want that natural progression. Neato. All right. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my red just a little bit more just because I can. I don't have to, but I just happen to want. And yes, you're going to see the line, but that'll go away in a minute. I'm a little darker to the outside, then I'm lightening up my pressure as I get towards the orange. So it's starting to look pretty cool. And I'm especially making it darker. See these dots on here? The author is indicating shading. So yeah, okay, I will. And then as I come out, I lighten up. And we've got a really, really nice looking mushroom here. And then and this is by choice, you don't have to do it, but I'm going to go ahead and very, very lightly go over the orange with the red, just real light. That is totally optional. You don't have to do it. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and blend that. And then I'm going to very judiciously darken the bottom here with my orange, rounding this corner here. And then blending right into the red. Ah, beautiful. And I just dropped my paper towel, excuse me. There we go. Very, very lightly, probably about a 2 or a 3 on this blending. Does that not look sweet? Isn't that neat? Okay, so I'm going to clean that off with the brush. Now, a couple of my circles got some red in there, orange. I'm going to go ahead and clean that out real quick, take 2 seconds. Looking good. Okay, now one thing, and if you want to go ahead and, do up your edges a little more, that's fine. Totally not necessary, again, optional. I mean, I'm even bringing that purple in just a little bit. just to give it a little personality. See that? See how I brought that in? Little mountain right there. Don't get too carried away with it though, you'll ruin the effect. All right, so very lightly, about a 1. I'm gonna hit that. There you go. Cool beans. All right, now what I'm going to show you is I want to do indentations in the holes. In other words, I don't want it to be up coming out, I want it going in. So the way you do that, let me show you something here, and I've shown you this before, is when you want to make a shadow on a rock, you know, you're going to draw this, and then you're going to, I'm going to use purple, you know, your backwards C here. And then see how that starts to make it stick up there. Okay, you've seen me do this on other colorings. All right, but for the holes, I want it to look like there's depth. So I'm going to color this side, not quite in a C, and that's going to give me some depth. Now it doesn't look at here, but I'm just showing you the technique so you can see what I'm doing. All right, so I'm going to grab, let's see, I'm going to grab, yeah, my brown. Oh, okay, here. So let's look at this. Hold on, I'm going to fold my scrap page here. There you go. See how I did that? And then I'm going to add these little this white area here after I do my little indentations. Okay, so now I'm going to color the holes brown. I'm using a Crayola Twistable, which these are surprisingly great. And also you can sharpen them. All right, so let's see if I can get real close here. So I'm going to lightly color the brown, right? And then I'm going to color the left-hand side. See? The littler ones you're going to have trouble with the contrasting brown, that's okay. Look how sweet that looks. So now we've got indentations instead of bumps. All right. Now, if you want to do the bumps as a three-dimensional, so it looks like it's coming up, that's fine. You do your backwards C on the oval. I decided I wanted to do the holes. All right, so let's look at this side by side now. See, there's my workpiece. Oops, I guess it would help if I pulled you out and moved my light. All right, so there's the piece I did on my scrap. Here's the piece that I did for you. At least I'm consistent. All right, let me look at something here. Get that shine off. And again, just because I'm tweaking, this is me. Getting a little on the darker there. Yeah, I'm real happy with that. All right, so now I'm going to take a white pencil, which happens to be, let me see if I can find. Okay, I'm going to use the twistable again. This is my Crayola twistable. And I'm just going to hit that with some white. And that's not showing up. So plan B is I'm going to use a different pencil. Just experiment with pencils till you find one. This is my Sevo Vivid. Let me see something here. And that little guy's not doing very well either. Okay, well, let's see here. Here's my Faber-Castell. Yeah, let's see. Yep, there we go. And it's just a very light white to indicate curvature. There you go. Now, isn't that grand? I love how that looks. Got a nice three-dimensional effect here. Sorry, didn't mean to hit the camera. Got excited there. Now, you don't want to make these too even or else it's going to look weird. You know, one could be a little longer, one's a little fatter than the other. You want them just a little bit different. All right. So now we've got a stem and we've got on these, it's a bottom part here, the mushroom, and then this is the stem. So I'm going to do that in a very light brown. So the stem part, which is fleshy basically, again, this is a Crayola twistable. And let's see here. And then I'm going to hit that with a little hint of brown, which is again my Crayola that I just had. Very, very light. And then I'm going to take that same Crayola and I'm going to do the brown down here. So we've got some nice contrast. And take note, that's how you can make some really interesting shades, is you put a lighter color underneath and then your dark, because I'm taking this same dark and doing it down here and it's totally different. So, and I'm going to darken the edges just a little bit. So there's another little tip for you. So this is the same brown that I put on top of that flesh color. And look at the nice change we got. All right, and I got to yakking and accidentally colored everything brown. Okay, that's all right. That's why I always say that's why you love me. I do not edit my broadcasts. Okay, let me see something here. All right, so I found my little eraser. So I'm gonna go ahead and just lighten that a little bit in the middle. Okay. All right, guys, so basically that's it. I've already done a half hour here, but I want you to stick around for this series because I'm going to be doing some neat things with the raindrops. I'm going to be doing some really neat things with the flowers, some additions that I want you to see. All right, so let me pull out, okay? You can see that whole thing. And let me pull back in so you can see the detail. Yeah, very happy with that. I hope you are, and I hope that you see how straightforward it is. There's nothing exotic about this. You can do this. So practice on some mushrooms, find some pages. If you haven't done this page, because there's a number of these in the Daydreams that I haven't done. Go ahead and do it, follow along with me, and it'll help you learn some techniques. All right, guys, this is ILene Vick for Adult Coloring with ILene Vick, and I hope that you learned something great. All right, take care now. Bye-bye.